Here, back with another crochet tutorial, and today I'll be showing you guys how to make this simple black beanie. It's very, very simple to make. It was actually one of my first things I actually learned how to make when I first started crocheting, and so yeah, I'm going to share it with you guys. The main thing to keep in mind is that you do crochet in a circle increase, but it's pretty simple to learn, and if you're up to it, this is a great project to begin with. Our supplies for this project is yarn, one color, simple as that. For me, I'm going to be using black, which I know is not a very great tutorial color, but it's what I want to work with, so we're going to do it. Of course, you'll need scissors and a yarn needle. My yarn needle's in here. I don't know if you can see it, it's like right here. And then this pattern is actually worked with a 5.5mm crochet hook. And to begin, go ahead and grab our yarn here. You're going to do slip knot, and we're going to insert our hook. Alright, so to begin with, we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, to make a loop or a ring, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our first chain that we started with, and we are going to slip stitch. We're just going to yarn over and pull through, pull through. So now that we've done that, we are going to work a half double crochet. So to do that, we are going to yarn over, find the loop that we made. It's kind of hard to see with the black, but if you just stretch your yarn, you'll be able to see it. You insert it there, you yarn over, pull through, and then you yarn over and pull through 3 loops. Again, you yarn over, insert your hook into your loop, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through the last 3 loops. Now we've done 2 inside of the loop. We're going to work a total of 10. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now sometimes at the end of that you'll have a pretty bigger hole in the middle of that, which we don't want. So to tighten that up, all you gotta do is pull on this tail, and you see it closes it. So we'll be working in a continuous round, just half double crochets. But our next round will be our first increase. And what we're going to do is we're going to insert our hook into our first half double crochet, just like we normally would. But instead of just working 1, we are going to be working 2 in each stitch around for a total of 20 stitches. So that's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So that was our first increase round. For this hat, an adult size, we will be working around a increase round, 5 increase rounds in total. If you want to make a child size beanie, just work 4 increase rounds, and I'll let you know how many rounds to do for the length later. So to begin our second increase, I usually use a stitch marker at this point, just to keep track of where the beginning and end of each of my rounds is. And if you don't have an actual stitch marker, all you gotta do is use some extra yarn that you have. I have extra yarn in a dark blue, so that will be my stitch marker. So what you're gonna do is you're going to place your stitch marker right here before you work your stitch. And then you're going to work your normal half double crochet just around this yarn. And now this is where our round starts and begins, and you'll see it with your stitch marker. Or you can use a safety pin or an actual stitch marker if you have those on hand. But you work 1 stitch, 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, and then we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, and we're just going to repeat that pattern all the way around. So we're going to do 1, then 2 in the same stitch, then we're going to work 1 in the next stitch, and then we'll work 2 into this next stitch. And we're just going to repeat that all the way around. And here we are coming towards the end of our round. So here is my last stitch of the round. Stitch marker is getting a little bit in the way. Just make sure you don't crochet it into your work. So that was our first increase round of the pattern 1 in the first stitch, 2 in the next stitch, 1 in the first, 2 in the next, 1 in the first, 2 in the next. And then now for our second increase round, we will be working 1 in the next 2 stitches, so 1 half double crochet into the next 2, that's 1, and then 2. And if you want, you can move your stitch marker up to the beginning of that row. I just like to keep it here just to remind myself where it is. It doesn't need to be exact because we're working in a continuous round. And then, so after you do your half double crochet into the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, you are going to work 2 into the next stitch. 1, 2. And just like the first round, we are going to continue this pattern, 2 in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 in the next, or 1 in each of the next 2 stitches, 2 in the next stitch. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around. I'll come back when I'm done with that. And here we are at the last few stitches of this round. If you can see, this is going to be next stitch. And here's the last stitch of the round. Okay, so our next increase round is going to be worked pretty similarly, but since this is our third increase round, we'll be doing 1 half double crochet into the next 3 stitches, and then the 2 half double crochet worked into the 4th stitch. So we work 1 half double crochet into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and then in the 4th stitch we will work 2 for our increase. One, 2. And just like the previous rounds, we will be working that pattern 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2 all the way around. And we're nearing the end of the round here. We have a few more stitches left. Alright, so that was our 3rd increase round. For our 4th increase round, it's going to be worked almost the same as the last ones, except this time we will be doing 1 half double crochet into the next 4 stitches before our increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the 5th stitch we will be working 2 single or half double crochets. 1, 2, so we'll be working that pattern all the way around just like we have previously. We'll do 4 and then our increase of 2. And we're near the end of our round. Okay, so this is going to be the beginning of our final increase round, and very similar to the other rounds that we've been working, you will work 5 half double crochets into the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you work your increase. So then you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your increase of 2 in the next stitch. And you're just going to work that all the way around like we have been. And that will be our last increase, and then I'll show you how to get the length of the beanie. And then here we are at the last stitch of our round. And I will be moving our stitch marker up, just so it's easier to see where it is when we make the length. So the length is very simple to make. It takes a lot of time, but it's simply 1/2 double crochet all the way around for a total of 20 rounds. So to begin our first, we're going to move our stitch marker up, and we are going to 1/2 double crochet into this next stitch. And then we are going to continue 1/2 double crocheting in each stitch around for a total of 20 rounds, and then we'll be back to show you how to finish it off. And we're here nearing the end of our round now. This is the end of our 20th round, and as you can see, it's made the length of our beanie. And then we have one more round to go. If you follow this, it's going to go up at a diagonal. So this next stitch is the first stitch of our last row. And we are not going to be working 1/2 double crochets anymore. This row will be worked with a single crochet all the way around. And I'm actually going to move our stitch marker up for right here, so I know exactly where it ended. And then you just single crochet all the way around for our last row. And here we are at the last few stitches of our final row. And here we are at the last stitch. And just because it has kind of a ridge here, if we ended off now, it would be kind of up here. You're going to finish with a slip stitch just to even out that. So then you can grab your scissors and fasten off our yarn. Get our yarn needle. And we are going to sew in our ends. So I'm going to turn our beanie inside out. And this one, we're just going to go right into a few stitches. And then we'll cut our remaining. And then here, what I like to do, just to help even out that slight little ridge, is I like to go down into this stitch here, and then just into a couple other stitches that are at the back here. Alright, that looks good. And then you could cut the remaining there. And then you're finished. And you have just a simple little black beanie. It's very thick and warm, perfect for winter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.